right. Hey there, guys. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine here in the Extol Media Studios, live from New Albany, Indiana, covering the weather here and nature and other stuff, as always, on this Thursday, August the 21st, and covering Southern Indiana and beyond in all things weather. So thanks for popping in. We'll wait a little bit longer to get some folks on board. As always, we'll take a quick hit of the forecast. We'll take a look at some current conditions. We'll look at a deep dive into the forecast featuring autumn-like conditions on the way. We've got a lot of fall feeling in the extended forecast and a lot of dry weather as well. Thanks for, as always, too, for popping in the comments. Let us know where you're popping in from. Let us know if there's anything happening in your neighborhood, your neck of the woods this weekend, maybe a festival or event. Feel free to drop that in and promote in the comments as well. We got Sellersburg Celebrates. It kicks up, starts today. The Kentucky State Fair continues. We've got Friday night football, high school football for tomorrow evening. So some of those fall signs getting closer to us now. Also, it's kind of a mental, emotional, physical hangover day today after moving my daughter Hannah into IU, into the dorms yesterday. Everything went very smoothly. So it was a fun time being up there. I just miss the college days. Kind of wish I could go back. But thanks for tuning in today. Of course, we had a break yesterday with our move-in day. And so things are looking pretty quiet out there. We've got a mostly cloudy sky. Of course, the clouds this time of the year can, make it feel even a little bit cooler out there. We had highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s yesterday. Feeling fantastic out there. We had just phenomenal weather as far as moving, because if it was the day before, we were talking heat index numbers in the 90s. So awesome moving weather yesterday for us out there. And as we take a look at the big view across the United States, pretty quiet conditions overall. You might hear me say quiet a bit. You can see what's not quiet is this very large Hurricane Aaron, Category 2. So it's making its closest approach to the United States. They've got some wind and some wave action there around the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Of course, the rip tides, a main issue there. And then you can see the track of Hurricane Aaron as a Category 2 hurricane continuing to move off to the northeast. So all in all, that storm behaved as far as the weather models and what was expected, and the track of that storm. So that continues to move off to the east. We have a breeze coming in from the north and northeast today. You can see a mostly cloudy sky over the area, a little bit more sunshine around Elizabethtown and into Litchfield and Grayson County, Kentucky, but it looks like some clouds heading that direction overall, but all dry across the area. So again, a pretty nice and quiet start to our Thursday. Happy Friday Eve to you. Checking out some of the comments here popping in. And the first one, as usual, here is Beverly Haggis. Thanks for tuning in there from Borden, Indiana this morning. We're going to get up those weather headlines here for you, too, as we start off our Thursday. The week going by pretty quickly, which I am enjoying here. Here's your August 21st headlines. Comfortably warm today, mostly cloudy sky. Temperatures will top out below normal in the lower 80s for today. And, hey, look who's popping in. A good morning from Hannah Peine. Good morning, daughter. Hope you slept well after a busy day yesterday. We already missed you. All right, let's get the headlines back up here. A bit warmer. I'm sure Hannah will have a big day of exploring the campus today. A bit warmer tomorrow and Saturday as we hit the upper 80s. And we've got Perry Porter popping in. Good morning. I'm sitting outside with the coffee. Yeah, Perry coming in early. Sometimes Perry's, mid-late show. So thanks for being here early. I don't really care when you pop in, though. I just happy that you do, whether it's the replay later in the afternoon or evening time. Always love to see the numbers continue to climb up throughout the day. So even if you're watching the replay, please go ahead and say hi in those comments. So thank you very much, Perry, for being on the show this morning. Mostly cloudy today. We'll see a little more sunshine Friday, Saturday. Again, that'll get us up to the upper 80s, so seasonably warm, not too hot for us. So then we're looking at autumn-like conditions as a front moves through Saturday and Saturday night, and that should move through mainly dry across the area. There's just not much moisture, not much strength for that front. Ingredients aren't really there for much precipitation Saturday. So I just put isolated on the 7-day, which you'll see here coming up. And then we'll have temps in the 70s, lows in the 50s next week. Our coolest stretch of weather likely since last May on the way as we head into next week. And just here's your forecast for today. 83 degrees, that high temperature, mostly cloudy, rain chance 0 there, northeast wind around 10 to 15. And we'll get to some stupid summer jokes here for you as we, the weather's quiet. Why not put some groaners up here for you? So why did the ice cream truck break down? Because of the rocky road. Why did the golfer bring an extra pair of pants? In case he got a hole in one. Now, that one's all right. That one's all right. That's going to be the winner of these three. Why did the sun go to school? To get a little brighter. Not enough for a chuckle out of me. They're bad jokes. I understand. And real quick, I just want to give you a moment of zen here. This was sent to me this morning from my high school buddy, Derek, down in Miami, Florida. He went for a swim this morning. So jealous. Look at that amazing sunrise down there in Miami, Florida. So I just want to give that to you this morning here. And let me take a look at our current conditions as well. I'm going to remove that and bring this back up. Again, we're looking at pretty cloudy conditions across the area as we, try to direct traffic here this morning. And here you go. Extolmag.com/weather is where you're going to find a lot of weather resources. Of course, we've got our live show up this morning. You can see the 7-day forecast that I posted here for you. So a lot of the stuff you're going to get on the live show is going to be here, all gathered up at extolmag.com/weather. My latest weather story here, as I refresh, says a taste of autumn for southern Indiana soon. So that's a look at some of the model data next Monday, Tuesday morning as we fall down to the 50s. So, and that is a look at the Climate Prediction Center's 6 to 10-day outlook with a high confidence in below normal temperatures. We've got our Friday night football forecast popping up, counting down to all things fall. So again, you'll find some more resources there for you with our weather story and also some other resources here too at extolmag.com/weather. Popping up the big interactive radar. I'm not seeing anything on the radar until you go to Alabama and then up in North Dakota. So it is rather quiet. That's okay. That's about the third time I've said quiet. We can take a drink every time I say quiet. That's the weather. Well, speaking of drink, here we go. Oops, hitting the wrong buttons. We've got Big Happy as always this morning with the dark roast. No sugar, no cream. Had the first cup with the sugar and cream. All right, we got a few more comments popping up. We've got Beverly Haggis. The wedding was beautiful. The weather was great. I'm glad to be home. That is awesome. Happy to hear that. Congratulations again to the fam. Lily and Lasley, good morning. Beautiful day. It is. I don't mind the clouds this time of the year. I mean, it's great for yard work, getting outside. Good stuff. Diane Miller, Hannah Peine, enjoy college and be safe. Yeah, my advice to my daughter was, anchors away. It is time to enjoy and reset and just learn about everything and have a blast as well. All right, here we are. Those are the current conditions, and we are moving right along here. Typically around 10:20, we'll do that weather nerd digging into the weather model data, and then right the latter portions of the weather model data, usually around 10:30. If I'm on time, we will start to go into this weather segment. The Ben on a limb. So we will get there here in just a second. And again, here is, and thanks for liking or subscribing as well, whether you're watching on my Facebook page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, Extol Weather on Facebook, or Extol Media on YouTube. If you head to the YouTube and hit the red button there, the subscribe, slap the red button there, getting those numbers up. You'll also just see us pop up more on YouTube. That's what I watch most of the time. What are you guys watching now? Do you still have traditional cable, satellite. We just use the internet and basically stream a little bit because the kids don't watch. Well, Hannah's now off to college. Our kid doesn't watch much on TV these days. So there you go. You'll get notifications if you subscribe and like there on YouTube. We might be, we're going to be heading into our secondary severe weather season this fall. If we have to go for hours at a time, we'll do that. If we need to cover snow for longer periods of time, maybe it's a messy morning commute or whatever it is, we might need doing some extras other than our live show at 10 a.m. every morning. All right. With all of those things said there, here's another live look outside. This is the Falls of the Ohio Foundation camera there along the New Albany and Clarksville waterfront. And you can see some low-level clouds around there. Looks like some folks taking a stroll out there along the fossil beds. But yeah, some of the clouds will be hanging around. If this was like fall, we had cloudy day after day after day, we would want to see the sunshine. In the wintertime, too many clouds, but we'll take some clouds this time of the year. I want to give a shout out to our partners here. We can be here because of them and because of you 100%. LyonsRoofingCo.com. This is LYONS Roofing. And you can call them 812-294-3595. They've got you covered, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. You can find more information about what they can do for you and what they're all about. Family-owned company right out of Memphis, Indiana. Commercial, residential, new builds on the southern Indiana side, but also in Kentucky. Again, that's 812-294-3595. And then give my buddy Michael Long a shout if you want some coverage, some insurance coverage of any kind here in the whole Hoosier State, in all of Indiana, and some products to work with there for you in Kentucky too. With AmFam, American Family Insurance, I'm proud that he is my agent and proud to be an American Star certified agency, excellence in customer experience. You can go to amfam.com and just search Michael Long right there, or you can call him, tell him I sent you, 812-578-3072. I highly recommend him to you, as you'll be very satisfied. So give them a shout there. A lot of opportunities here still for you. I want to always give them a shout. This is the Libs Paving Co. and their top asphalt paving contractor around. I'm thankful that they've got many dry days ahead to get work done, along with Lyons Roofing. The dry weather is going to help them get a lot done. They want you to help them get a lot done. There's available opportunities here for you still. You can apply now, and you can see all these job openings. And you can just click Learn More to apply online. You can also level up your career at any point in time. Maybe you're just a sophomore or junior in high school, or maybe you're heading into college, or maybe you're in the 30s or 40s and you want a career change. They are going to meet you where you are at. This is the Sellersburg campus of Ivy Tech, and they begin their fall sessions on Monday. But you can learn a whole lot here online, or you can get one-on-one information. They've got Tuesdays at the Tech. We can, again, just learn more about how to get started at Ivy Tech, registering for classes, all about their partnerships, career development, and paying for college. So you can schedule a visit right there. So again, thanks to our partners all across the area here this morning. All right, we are about to get into that forecast, all those fun details here. We've got a good morning from John Fox. Cheers to you, sir. Good morning. Take a little sip again as we start to dive into that forecast. And this, again, the moment of Zen, if you're tuning in, that was my buddy Derek, who went for a swim. He used to be like Olympic swimmer, swam for the University of Georgia. So he's still at it, and he was taking that morning swim there in Miami. Wouldn't that be nice right there? Again, comfortably warm today, mostly cloudy. It's going to be a bit warmer Friday, Saturday, upper 80s. No crazy heat or anything like that. And then autumn-like weather next week. And 83 degrees at high temperature today. We got Sellersburg celebrates today, tomorrow, Saturday. So head over to Sellersburg for their big festivities there. And we've got the Kentucky State Fair continuing, feeling good for the rest of this week. Great weather to enjoy if you want to take a visit and check out all the animals and the great food out there and the exhibits. Friday night football. Hey, we've got New Albany at Providence, 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. We've got Silver Creek or taking on Charlestown. I guess Charlestown might be a Silver Creek at 7 o'clock. But high school football kicking off tomorrow evening, and that's one sign that fall is getting closer as well. So pregame, late afternoon, 87, around kickoff, 84, around halftime, 80 degrees, and then 77 after the game. So things are looking good there for our football. It will be all dry. And our countdown continues. We're less than 2 weeks from those before 8 p.m. sunsets. We're now right around a month from autumn beginning on September 22nd. A couple days after that, a little over a month, average highs in the 70s, but we get that early taste of autumn next week. And then our average highs in the 60s in less than 60 days now, in a couple of months. Right around October 19th is when we have our average highs in the 60s. Now, we can still get hot. We can have hot spells, of course, through September and even into October. The latest we've had a high temperature above 90 is October 15th. That happened in 1897, with a high of 91 degrees. So it can still get hot even into October, but we get more and more of those cool spells. And we have technically made it past what is on average our hottest part of the year. We went this week from an average high of 89 down to 88. So this cooler air working in here this week is kind of right on schedule here for us. All right, as far as what might bother you a little bit here is the pollen. It is high with our ragweed season now across the region. UV index is at a lower level at 4 today with a mostly cloudy sky. Lily and Lasley coming in with the current conditions, 76 at her house. Thanks for that report there. Here's your forecast summary for today for your August 21st, 83 degrees. Comfortably warm, mostly cloudy, dry, northeast wind at around 10 to 15, and our sunset at 8:28. Our low for tonight, 68, partly cloudy, mild and dry. I've noticed with this drier air that has moved in, in July when we had 5th hottest July, with not only because of the heat in the afternoon, but the basically record mugginess that we had. I thought our upstairs unit was kind of failing because it just felt a little bit more humid than normal, even inside the house. But now with this drier air, our HVAC units, our AC units seem to be working phenomenal. Knock on wood, because we've had about everything breaking around the house. We've got Dennis Gregory. Good morning. We were cruising right through Bedford yesterday on our way through to and back from IU. Feeling awesome, and he is here for it. Let's go, Dennis Gregory. Yeah, we've got some awesome weather. Love the positivity there. And so our forecast tomorrow for your Friday, it's coming. The weekend is here almost. 82 at noon, 87 for your 4 p.m. afternoon high. So just a little warmer tomorrow, maybe a little bit more humid as well, but not too shabby. 7:04, our sunrise and our sunset at 8:26. Here is that glorious 7-day forecast. 87 Friday, 89 Saturday. So Saturday, our warmest day, ahead of a cold front that'll move through late Saturday. I just put the wording isolated on Saturday. Most of the area is going to be dry as this front moves through. This Canadian front moves through, mostly dry. That'll put us down to lower 80s Sunday and maybe even upper 70s up around Seymour and Scottsburg. So it's going to be like, cooler north, warmer south kind of thing Sunday. Lower humidity for sure. The driest air likely since May. So again, this is air that we haven't felt for a few months here. Got 78 going Monday, 77 Tuesday, 78 Wednesday, 80 next Thursday, lows in the 50s. That is some really good stuff there. If you're tired of summertime, I know there's a lot of summer lovers out there that want summer to continue forever. I love summertime too, but this will be a nice little respite, a nice little break here for us. And we're about to dig into those weather model data. Got another comment popping in. Beverly saying, I came home to a leaky water heater that has to be replaced. That's kind of where we're at. We built our house 11 years ago, so things aren't built like they used to be. So we're just starting to get things that are breaking. What are you going to do? All right, that is the forecast. It is coming up to 10:20. Hey, we're right on time. We're right on time on this Thursday. It's time to start to dig into that weather model data. So let me take that off and bring this up. So here is the current conditions, mostly cloudy sky across the region, a north and northeast breeze. And that northeast breeze is kind of coming right off the Atlantic and from Hurricane Aaron. This is Hurricane Aaron, Category 2 hurricane. It's making its closest approach here to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. The impact there is gusty winds, big waves, and some high surf, riptides, all that stuff. And then that storm is going to continue to track off to the northeast. So the weather models did a great job on that storm, by the way. If you're keeping track over the last week and a half, you can see, let me clear that off. Here's the full track of Hurricane Aaron as it came off of the west coast of Africa. Now, what is next is this this feature that, like Aaron, moved off of the west coast of Africa here. So here's the next low pressure system that we're going to watch. You can see the models take it this way towards the Leeward Islands, the Windward Islands, to the Caribbean. Do you say Caribbean or do you say Caribbean? I think I normally just say Caribbean. All right, so that'll be heading that way. So that is going to maybe be an interesting one to watch in the coming days. And I can bring up, as we have been kind of taking a look at, let's bring up the National Hurricane Center. And so there's that development there. And the potential for some development. So you're seeing 4 things that the National Hurricane Center is watching. And that means, we're getting closer to September, closer to the peak of hurricane season. So things getting interesting out here in the Atlantic Basin, right on time. Okay, heading back home. Let's bring up the big headline from the Climate Prediction Center, the CPC. You can go to the cpc.ncep.noaa.gov and see a map like this. We haven't seen that in months and months and months. So this shows us that we are in the core of a high confidence of below normal temperatures for next week. We're talking temperatures trending about 10 degrees below normal. That means 70s for highs, lows in the 50s for much of our next week. So I know a lot of you breaking out that pumpkin spice. We already have it in the fridge. Our pumpkin spice coffee creamer. So there you go. If this were Nirvana, I guess you'd have the face like that. That's the Nirvana. Okay. So there you go. That's the CPC, Climate Prediction Center. And we are in cooler to the normal weather pattern for the long range outlook. And that's a lot of what we're going to be talking about. I really am not going to bring, typically you've probably heard me talk about the HRRR, the high resolution rapid refresh weather model, or the NAM 3 kilometer. And that's when we look at the chances of rain. There really isn't anything popping up. So I'm going to not even look at the future radar. We'll look at the future temperatures because that is the weather headline and that's what's going to be impacting us the most. Beverly, well, that lasted a long time, that water heater. Put it in 1999, 26 years. I hope ours will go that long. All right. Well, good luck with that repair there, Beverly. If you have any weather questions, as always, you can just drop it in the comments. Anybody? So let's go to the weather model. This is the GFS high resolution weather model. I'm going to bring up the temperature map. So our warmest is going to be Saturday. That is what, the 23rd? That's when we might top out near 90 in Louisville, but I would say upper 80s for most areas. Let's zoom in here. So it's showing some upper 80s in Kentucky, maybe a little bit cooler as the front's moving through Saturday in southern Indiana. So there you go. We got 80s tomorrow, 80s Saturday. Let me clear that off. And as we back up our view, so we've got this front that's going to be moving through Saturday. And what a game changer that is going to be for us as well. So let's go into Sunday afternoon. And I will say that the GFS on these maps will be a little bit cooler than reality. It doesn't show necessarily the maximum temperature, but here you go. Sunday showing a lot of 70s across the region, 70s, low 80s. How about that for your Sunday? Sunday. So I'm actually kind of glad it's going to be a warmer Saturday because we're going to be heading over to the lake, to Patoka for the day. So would rather have a warm day for the lake Saturday than this cooler stuff Sunday. But I'm going to love the cool stuff on Sunday as well. And we've got Kay Gibbons. Love this weather. Can actually enjoy outside. Yeah, get things done and not be sweating through the clothes right away. So that's your Sunday. Let's go into Monday morning, the 25th. 25th of August already. All right, so this is at 8 a.m. Let me do a zoom in here to our area. And so again, maybe a little cooler than like full on reality. Actually, I think that's probably right on. Upper 50s, low 60s for our Monday morning, and just a little cooler for some areas farther off to the north. Liking it right there, about 10 below normal. Kay's going golfing Sunday. I might try to figure that out for myself as well. Try to get a tee time. Orlean, good morning. A little late today. Have a good day. Thanks for popping in right now, Orlean. You're timing it out just right. We're talking about the good stuff here. And then we'll get back to the forecast recap here in just a second. Here at 10:26 on this August the 21st. So that is our Monday morning. Monday afternoon temps, not going to be quite that cool. Like it's showing low 70s on this model. I think we'll actually be upper 70s Monday for high temperatures. Now, a portion of the afternoon, maybe some lower 70s. So there you go. That's a look at, I would say, early October kind of weather here for us. All right, let me clear that out. And then I think our coolest morning will be probably Tuesday morning or Wednesday morning. Let me go to, I've got Wednesday morning as the coolest at 56 for a low. So that would be the 27th, 8 a.m. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at that blue right there. So that is a chunk of Canadian air dropping over a lot of real estate here and cooling it down even to the deep south. So Canada flexing its cool muscles here for us and giving us a significant cool down. So we're looking at temps. Look at that, some 40s popping up. I don't think we'll get to 40s, but I've got low mid 50s for our Wednesday morning. But that is what we call a change in the air mass as the hot weather goes down along the coast. There you go. Let me bring that up full screen. Let's just take a peek at that for a little while. So that's the heart of the Canadian air that's going to be dropping over us. Lows in the 40s and 50s over the Ohio Valley and the Midwest, up around the Great Lakes, Wednesday morning next week. So this isn't just a quick cool spell. This one will linger for a while. Much of next week below normal temperatures here for us. All right, let me get out of the full screen. We'll clear that out. And we can go to the long range. And what that means is we're starting to go into that been on a limb segment here. So, all right, let's take a look. When will things start to warm back up after our autumn-like weather next week? And I think the best way to show that is the dew points. That when you start to see the moisture creeping up from the Gulf, that means the air mass is changing back towards summertime. So let's take a look at the long-range dew point map. Again, that's going to be our measure of water content. If you're just tuning in, you're into the weather nerd portion of this. We're going to get back to your forecast summary here in just a second. So now we're popping in the dew points. Look at that. That is incredible. We haven't seen that since way before summertime. That is a dew point drop all the way to the Gulf Coast. So even our friends down here in southern Alabama, southern Mississippi, showing an incredibly dry air mass. Look at that. That's significant. That is a big change that we haven't felt, again, since May. So we're talking a few months ago, it felt like this. So that is Wednesday, the 27th. So we'll take that as the baseline, middle of the cool spell. When does that humid air start to creep back to the north is the question that I don't even know the answer to because I haven't looked at it that far out. We're going to look at it together. And I think it's still going to be that dry Thursday, the 28th. So let's go like Friday, the 29th and see if we see like any change. All right. So what we know is that it's still looking like low humidity overall, but what we're seeing here is just a slow transition back to a little more humidity out to our west, which is pretty common. We'll start to get that humidity creeping back up west, and then it'll start moving to the east. So let's see if that happens. We'll go to Saturday the 30th. So we're getting towards like Labor Day weekend. So there you go. So now we're starting to add the humidity back. So not this weekend, the following weekend, maybe we'll start to see that return flow. We're starting to get probably a south breeze kicking in here, and it's starting to look a little more humid. It's not horrible, though. These are just dew points in the 60s. That is very tolerable and fairly comfortable, actually. But it's just kind of a first sign that we're starting to transition back to more of a summer-like pattern. So as far as the temperatures, let me go to, it was showing some rain. That's why I showed the cool temperatures. Let's go, what is it, Sunday the 31st? We're getting out there a little ways here. It's not bad. It's not that bad. I did look like to September 5th. It looked like maybe around that time we would start to get back into more of a hot pattern. So I'm going to go let's go September 2nd. That's still not bad. That's still not looking too bad at all. Dew points aren't crazy. So this is a nice long spell of some good weather here for us. Let's go September. Let's just go all the way to September 5th. So after Labor Day, that's when you're starting to see the tropical air out west of us, but still not quite here. And then bringing up the temperature map. Heat builds out west of us first. So yeah, guys, it might be a while before we see any kind of September heat wave. So they might start to heat up to our west early September. So there you go. We've got a nice cooler weather pattern all next week, and then it might just be kind of a slow, gradual rise getting closer to normal. But by that time, we're talking normal highs, lower mid 80s as we head into September. So a lot of good news on our Ben at 10 today. So that has been, as we looked into the very long range. All right, cheers. 10:33, and that means we need to bring up the forecast recap here for you. Just looking at another comment. We've got Jeanette Pierce. Good morning from Litchfield, Kentucky. Thanks for watching here this morning. The upcoming weather sounds great. Lily Lasley with an awesome day. You have an awesome day as well. All right, let me bring up that forecast. I think Lillian's already seen it up here early. And I'm going to show this for the third time. Our moment of zen from my buddy in Miami this morning. A fresh shot from the coast of Miami, Florida. He took a swim out there. My buddy Derek from high school. He was like one of the best swimmers in the country. Trained with the Olympics. Swam for University of Georgia. And still helps train out there. And he took a dip, and that was like too good of a sunrise not to share. So that was awesome. Weather headlines. August the 21st, today, comfortably warm, mostly cloudy. It's going to get a bit warmer Friday, Saturday. Not bad, though. And then we talked all about it. The autumn-like weather Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even into next Friday. 83, that forecast today. I did give you some bad jokes, some bad summer dad jokes here. Summer related. I'm trying to find the best ones, and even I don't think I chuckled on this one. But feel free. I don't know. They're free, but you might want your money back, is what I've been saying. So, why did the ice cream truck break down? Because of the rocky road. Why did the golfer bring an extra pair of pants? In case he got a hole in one. Why did the sun go to school? To get a little brighter. All right, we're moving on. We're having a good time, as the comedian Dusty says. All right, Sellersburg celebrates. Going on this weekend. Head on up, exit 9, take a right, get into the festivities. And we've got the Kentucky State Fair continuing with good weather for the rest of this week. Football forecast, your Friday night football, another sign that fall is right around the corner. I would say, comfortably warm. We'll have a little more sunshine tomorrow. I might be sweating a little bit. Pre-game, 87. Kickoff, 84. 80 at halftime. Post-game, starting to move into the 70s. We've got Silver Creek and Charlestown locally here. New Albany at Providence. I think Floyd is out of town. I think Jeffersonville is out of town for their game. So good luck to everybody. Stay safe. Stay healthy as the football season is here. And how many days until? We got our before 8 p.m. sunsets, 13 days away. Autumn begins in just about a month, September 22nd. A couple days after that, we get highs in the 70s, average highs in the 70s. Of course, we're getting that taste of fall next week. And then in less than 60 days, so October 19th is when our average highs go in the 60s. The allergy report, we've got high levels of ragweed across the area. The UV index is at a 4 today, so much lower than normal because of all the clouds. Speaking of clouds, here's a live look out there at the corner of New Albany. Well, it is a corner in New Albany. It is at the corner of Vincent's and Market in Uptown, New Albany, Indiana, as we take that live view with our live cam here. All right, we're coming back and to the forecast we go. So today, your forecast summary, 83 degrees, mostly cloudy, comfortably warm, northeast wind around 10 to 15. And our tonight's forecast down to 68 degrees, so fairly mild out there. Nice, quiet evening. I think that's the 5th time I've said quiet. 82 at noon tomorrow, 87 your afternoon high with partly sunny sky. Sun up at 7:04, sunset 8:26. You're probably noticing these later sunrises, earlier sunsets. Our average high is now 88. That is down a degree this week. And that means we are past what is typically the hottest part of the year. Look at this glorious 7-day forecast. 89 Saturday, our warmest day, ahead of a front that'll move through. I put the wording isolated because it looks like such a small chance of an isolated shower passing through with that front Saturday. Most areas will stay dry. And then 83 Sunday. And then really starting to see that fall push Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, highs in the 70s, lows in the 50s. And then still below normal, 80 degrees next Thursday. So also looking good there. So many good things to talk about. Of course, we get a lot more eyeballs when we've got storms and we're tracking storms and threatening weather, but happy to be on here talking about great weather as well. And I just wanted to take a look at one more thing, and that's the dew points in our area right now, because that is the biggest comfort factor for our area, and they're not too bad. So this is look at the current dew points throughout the region. And we have dew points in the 60s. All right, so that means comfortably warm, and it's not tropical. You don't get tropical until you see those lower mid 70s, even at dew point of around 80 down in southern Florida. I mean, low 70s isn't crazy. In July, we had mid to upper 70s dew points. And so we do have this. This has been the relief. Stage 1 relief that I've been talking about this week. And then we get this more significant relief that'll be on the way Sunday. Oops, let me take that off. And that air that's going to come in here is still a few days away. All right. We've talked about a lot of stuff here. And Jeanette, have a great almost Friday day. You as well. Hey, the weekend is upon us. We're getting close. Let me bring this back up here. Take a look at some of the current conditions before we wrap it all up on this Friday Eve. Oh, I need to get out full screen here. There we go. There we go. Hit the refresh button there. We've got our live show up, as you can see here at extolmag.com/weather. 7-day forecast, a bunch of resources here. You got current conditions, interactive radar, 3-day forecast, 7-day forecast, the weather story that I post just about every day, other weather resources right here for Southern Indiana and beyond, and then your big old interactive radar that you can bring up full screen and look at the temperatures, which are in the lower 70s at this time. So again, just a nice feel across the area. And another shout out to our partners as well. Thanks for watching this long. LionsRoofingCo.com, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime, that being your home and the roof of your home. A free estimate you can get right here if you have any roofing issues or questions. LionsRoofingCo.com. 812-294-3595 is the number to call. They got you covered in Southern Indiana and Kentucky. Family owned, right out of Memphis, Indiana. Commercial, residential, new home builds, custom home builds. So they got you covered. Who else has you covered? Michael Long with American Family Insurance, all across the entire state of Indiana, has products in Kentucky as well. Tell him I sent you. 812-578-3072. Proud to be an American Star certified agency, excellence in customer service. If you're not happy with what you got, be happy with your insurance. amfam.com, and then search Michael Long. I want to just give another mention here to all of the opportunities that are still available. A lot of summer work is still out there and fall work. They've got clear sailing to get a lot of jobs done here at Libs Paving. libspaving.com, and you can just click on learn more and apply there. So if you have a family member that needs some cash, some money in the bank, there you go. There's your opportunities. And you can also level up your career here with ivytech.edu. Just go to locations, Sellersburg. You can learn more about all of their offerings and programs. It's just exit 9. They're in Sellersburg. Sellersburg celebrates this weekend, and they'll be celebrating their fall sessions August 25th, this Monday, kicking off here. And you can learn more about how to register, how to pay for post-secondary education, and you can see all of the different programs that they have to offer there for you. Check them out. Also, I have to mention, if you're a sophomore in high school, check out Ivy Tech in Prosser. It is a huge resource. It'll save your parents or you thousands of dollars and save you time in college as well. So there you go. Thanks to all of our partners. Thanks to you. We're all here because of our partnerships. And we've got Mike Perkins. Love this current weather. It is phenomenal out there. Cheers to you, Mike, for watching, and cheers to our beautiful weather pattern as well. As I mentioned, it's kind of been a emotional, physical, because of all the lifting that we were doing yesterday, and mental kind of hangover as we shifted hand off to IU Bloomington yesterday. So she's going to have an awesome welcome week, learning all about the campus, having a good time there. I can't wait to get back to Bloomington and have a good time myself as well. Pretend I'm back at college. It was a fun time there yesterday. We've got JK's here. Good to see you. Thanks for the amazing weather that's coming our way. I'll take credit for it. I'll blame Mother Nature and the atmospherics when it's bad. But I'll take the credit this time around. All right, guys, tomorrow's Friday. We'll be doing our live show at 10 a.m., same time, same place. Thanks for watching, whether it's on my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, Peine, or maybe you're watching on Extol Weather on Facebook. Thanks for liking or sharing that as well. Or perhaps you're watching on Extol Media YouTube. Thanks for subscribing there. There's the correct spelling of the name. Still get questions about that, Peine. Long time ago, what was it, 17, 18 years ago? The story is I had an agent and management, long time ago management, that decided they wanted to take an E out of my last name to make it more simple. I was Piney in Georgia. I was Piney in Missouri. I was Piney in Indiana when I was on TV. And they changed it to Peine for about 17 years. Now I'm just back to the real name, Peine. All right. So also extolmag.com/weather is another place that you can watch. So thank you so much for everybody for tuning in. We'll leave it with this comment right here. Have a great almost Friday. All right. We will see you then. Have a great Thursday. And we're going to talk about some more good stuff tomorrow for sure.